In this trig survival guide, we're going to verify a trig identity. So we'll look at secant equals cosine plus tangent squared cosine. We'll use several different strategies to verify, but we'll focus on factoring as a key strategy. So let's take a look. We always start a verification by strategizing and choosing which side we want to work on. We know we can manipulate only one side, and we generally want to choose the more complex side as it allows us to see usually our substitutions a little bit easier. So in this case, it looks like the right side is a little more complex. It has more terms, a lot more to work with. So draw a vertical line to help us remember we don't cross over to the other side, but we're trying to make this right side equal to secant. So here's where factoring comes in. Notice that this is two terms connected by addition. We have cosine x and then tangent squared cosine. So they share a term in common. They share cosine x. So let's factor that out. So we'll factor cosine x. From the first term, of course, we're simply left with a 1. And from the second, we're left with that tangent squared. And of course, that equals to the left side. So you can rewrite secant, or I like to just abbreviate LS for left side. Now we can pause for a moment to see what this factoring strategy accomplished for us. So when we factored out that like term, we're left with 1 plus tangent squared in the parentheses. So a big red flag should be coming up. That looks like part of a Pythagorean identity. We're looking right here. So we know that that is our Pythagorean identity, our shortcut phrase, I tan by the sea. That helps us remember that 1 plus tangent squared equals secant squared. So we can now rewrite, let's move to a new line, the left side equals, we'll keep that cosine there, and it's being multiplied now by just a secant squared. We made that replacement, again, using our Pythagorean identity. Written out, it's 1 plus tangent squared equals secant squared. So we just replaced those two terms with a single term. Okay, now hopefully you see where we're going. We're trying to get this right side still to equal secant. And so I think it would be helpful to rewrite the secant squared in terms of cosine. So we have our left side equal. Let's keep cosine by itself. And we can rewrite secant squared as 1 over cosine squared. So that's like 2 cosines now in the denominator. And so we can rewrite that cosine over 1. And we see that when multiplying these terms, we can cross cancel the common factor of a single cosine. So that single cosine is left. If you'd like, you can write one more step that says now the left side equals 1 over cosine. But now we've gotten to the point where we know, using a reciprocal identity, that the right side is equal to secant. So we can write our final step. This is kind of the victory step. Secant equals secant. We have proved it. These sides are equal, and our trig identity is verified. Check out the link in the video description for more examples on how to use specific strategies, as well as just more worked examples of verifying some trig identities. Thanks for watching.